The EV market is relatively small as a percentage of overall sales in the US. Of the 17 million vehicles sold in 2019, only 325,000 units were EVs, battery electric vehicles plus plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. Tesla sold 192,250 vehicles in the US in 2019, so they had a large chunk of the market. If you go by just battery electric vehicles sold, Tesla had over 80% market share in 2019. This is just an amazing number and shows Tesla's complete dominance in electric cars. Other manufacturers aren't standing still watching Tesla eat their lunch. In today's video, I'm going to discuss Nissan's upcoming Ariya electric crossover and why it's a legitimate competitor for the Tesla Model Y. The 2022 Nissan Ariya is based on a brand new Alliance EV platform. It is not based on any current Nissan products, which should give us a purpose-built EV with less compromises. Nissan's calling the styling timeless Japanese futurism. I like that Nissan's talking about being influenced by its heritage. I recall Nissan's luxury brand Infiniti saying the mid-2000s G35's grille was inspired by Japanese samurai swords. You may disagree, but I think the Ariya looks sleek. It's recognizable as a Nissan, but more restrained and futuristic. The standard wheels are 19 inches, and 20-inch wheels are available on higher trims. The wheels look proportional to the car. There will be 9 two-tone color combinations and 5 full color combinations. Nissan's going all in with their two-tone paint scheme. You can even get the two-tone paint in their subcompact crossover, the Nissan Kicks. This is a trend that I like. Due to the EV-specific architecture, Nissan was able to make the Ariya the most spacious cabin in its class. They don't mention numbers for interior dimensions, so we'll have to wait for that as we get closer to the launch date, which is summer of 2021 in Japan and sometime later in the US. The climate control system resides under the hood to provide more interior space. Also, the flat floor allows more space for passengers. I do like the design of the Ariya's dash. It looks expansive and clean. The instrument cluster straight ahead is nice compared to the Tesla Model Ys not having one at all. There are two 12.3-inch displays side by side. It also has a large heads-up display that shows relevant information so that you can keep your eyes on the road. Nissan's renowned zero-gravity seats should make the seating very comfortable. Ariya will come in 4 different versions. Two-wheel drive with 63 kilowatt-hours of usable battery capacity and 87 kilowatt-hour battery capacity. All-wheel drive models will also be available with the same battery capacity as the two-wheel drive models. The two-wheel drive models are front-wheel drive, which is a bit disappointing. Nissan claims that front-wheel drive is easier to drive on snow. The e-Force all-wheel drive system can send 100% of torque to the front or rear depending on available traction. That should make handling secure in a variety of terrain. The weight distribution is near 50-50, which should help with precise steering. Nissan says that the battery will be liquid-cooled. Finally, Nissan has had a bit of problem losing range with the early air-cooled batteries in the first-generation Leaf. Liquid cooling is exciting to hear and should allow for longer battery life. Using the 130 kilowatt charger, the Ariya can get up to 233 miles or 375 kilometers on a 30-minute charge. This doesn't compare well with the Tesla's V3 supercharger, which can do 250 kilowatts. Ariya is equipped with ProPilot 2.0 Advanced Driver Assistance. ProPilot 2.0 allows the driver to do hands-off steering wheel driving under certain conditions. It is also able to perform highway driving tasks such as lane changes, passing, and highway exiting. This system is quite capable and compares favorably to most manufacturers' systems, except for Tesla. Just like Tesla, the Nissan Ariya promises over-the-air firmware updates. This is exciting news as one of the awesome features of owning a Tesla is the incremental updates and improvements your vehicle receives with over-the-air updates. Nissan Ariya is slated to be available in Japan in mid-2021 with a starting price of around 5 million yen, which is currently about 47,000 US. US pricing is expected to start at $40,000 for the base model. Let's look at what the $40,000 base car brings. It's got a 60 kilowatt-hour battery capacity, which is decent. The 215 horsepower motor with 221 foot-pounds of torque is adequate for a family crossover. The 0-60 should be in the low 7-second range, so pretty good. The claimed 280 miles of range is from the Japan cycle, so the EPA range should be approximately 220 miles for the base car. Again, not bad. Looking at the exterior dimensions, the Ariya comes in at 6 inches shorter, 3 inches narrower, and 1 inch taller than the Tesla Model Y. One important thing with the Ariya is that there is a $7,500 tax credit available for at least a while, since Nissan has about 55,000 units left for the full tax credit before it's reduced. That should make the basic Ariya about $32,500, which is very attractive. So how does the top spec Ariya stack up against the Tesla Model Y? It should be competitive with the Model Y. If Nissan is able to deliver the promised 300 miles of range, then it would be in the same ballpark as the long-range Model Y's 316 miles. The acceleration on the all-wheel drive Ariya should match the long-range Model Y's 0-60 speed of 4.8 seconds. Looking at the range and the battery capacity shows how far ahead Tesla is versus everybody else. Tesla is able to be ultra-efficient to extract more mileage out of a much smaller battery than the Ariya's. That also equates to weight savings for the Model Y, as the battery doesn't have to be as large. Just to illustrate Tesla's efficiency dominance, the Jaguar I-Pace SUV with a 90 kilowatt-hour battery has a range of only 234 miles. At least Nissan is promising 300 miles with a similar battery pack. The interior looks to be futuristic, but not as Spartan as the Model Y. Some people may prefer the redundant controls for the climate and the infotainment systems. But remember that the Ariya is slated to arrive next summer, and by that time Tesla may have some more improvements as well. Tesla is still ahead, but the Ariya seems to be pretty competitive in specs, better than the Audi e-tron or the I-Pace. I'll be doing a video on the Mustang Mach-E, so stay tuned. I'm just happy that Nissan is making a quiet but strong comeback. I finally remember some of the great cars they've made, like the GTR R34, the 1990s 300ZX, and even the 1990s 240SX. Their newest vehicles have been near the top of their category with the Altima and the Sentra. Their new Rogue looks promising as well. Let's hope that Nissan can bring the Ariya in 2021. Hey, let me know in the comments below what kind of car you drive and what your next car is going to be. Is it going to be an electric car, a hybrid, or just a regular gasoline car? Let me know in the comments below.